All right. Pete, you want to kick it off at quarterback?
Yep. And this is part of my Petey's picks. I like Stafford versus the Lions in a primetime revenge game. The Lions, as most of us know, have a terrible pass defense, and I think Stafford exploits it. The Lions have been last year they were the bottom 26 in pass defense.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. So and Stafford under the bright lights, under the prime time, should be poised for a shootout with Detroit. I expect big points. So if you want to stream a quarterback this week, Stafford is your guy.
I like it. I like that a lot. I think this is probably the highest scoring game of the week. It's going to be a shootout.
Yep, over-under is 51.
Yeah. It's going to be, and I would go over, honestly, because defenses are not fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And those, dude, Kupp's healthy, Puka's healthy, Amon-Ra's healthy. Like, everybody's good to roll. So, this is just a shootout. It's insane.
Quarterback.
I love this game.
It's going to be hot. Very hot.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Eric, what do you got?
So, another game that I think is going to be nice to see, two second-year rookies. Well, not rookies, but two quarterbacks from the second year. I'm starting Anthony Richardson. He's versing Stroud. I think Richardson is eager to prove himself, as a top-tier quarterback, just as Stroud did last year. But Richardson, he was unfortunately injured last year. I think this year he's going to bounce back. He's shown glimpses last year of how well he did. He's going against Houston's slightly below average defense in terms of giving up points to quarterbacks. I think this is the year that Richardson can take people to championships. And I think we'll have to wait and see, but I think this is too juicy of a matchup. And I mean, also, if Richardson does rush too much and does get hurt, always get his backup Flacco, because Flacco is an elite backup. But I think Richardson is going to
Just stop.
Why?
Stop
You
it.
don't think Flacco's
Deja
an elite
vu.
backup?
He's an elite backup, but I wouldn't. Okay, no, he's not. Okay,
I wouldn't use the word elite for Flacco.
Yeah, we gotta stop
Backup?
tossing around the word elite.
He's a good backup. Don't call it elite. If he's elite, he should be a starting
As a
quarterback.
backup.
Right.
Period.
As
Right.
a backup. It's like there's elite
He's a
handcuffs.
good backup. He's one of the best.
Handcuffs, why is there not elite backups?
He's no.
Bad.
Elite is thrown
So-
around too much.
So who is the running back behind Christian McCaffrey? Mason, right?
He's not
He's not
elite.
elite.
He's not elite.
Yeah, Jordan Mason.
Handcuff?
He's
not
in a good
elite
position.
Handcuff. Okay.
He's a good handcuff. Elite should be used for Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Yes, of course. But
But
the handcuff.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's a mute point. Just start Richardson.
Wait. You want to start Richardson after the preseason he had?
Yeah, I do. I know he didn't look
Couple
accurate,
pick six, a
but I
pick
think
six
that
against the
not the
preseason
most
defense.
accurate.
Not the most accurate. Not the best quarterback.
He's gonna
Trying
run,
to-
and he's eager. He's eager. He's getting out there. He's gonna do it. We'll see.
I-
don't like my hot takes, but I think
Yeah, I
it's a good
disagree.
That's a bit of a hot, especially his first game back.
Against the Texans, who are up and coming with a defensive-minded head coach, D'Amico Ryan.
Right, and D'Amico knows how to run a defense, man.
Yep.
So he
We'll
comes
see.
from.
We'll see.
It's the Shanahan tree, man.
I'm glad you're here,
Love
Eric. I could probably disagree with someone.
Yeah, me and Pete agree on too much crap.
Yeah, most of the time I disagree with Eric, so it should be good.
It's gonna be
All
a
right,
good
mine-
season.
Yeah.
Mine, real quick, is very much exactly the same as Pete's. I think you need to start Jared Goff for the exact same reasons that we said you need to start Matt Stafford. It is a shootout of a game. I don't need to reiterate the exact same points. It's just going to be a bloodbath. The defenses suck. Over-under's 51. It probably is going over. This is going to be the highest scoring game of the week, I think.
Yep.
So you start everybody involved in these offenses. And that's about it. So we can jump over to running back. What do you got, Pete?
I got James Cook at the Cardinals. So I'm not high on the Cardinals this year. They have Kyler Murray coming back from injury. You got the new Marvin Harrison Jr.
The new
who-
hotness.
He will be a stud. He will be. But as of right now, his first game, got to get his feet wet. I think they're going to struggle early, and I think that the Bills will run away with this. And I know that the Bills love to dump off passes to James Cook. Plus, Allen doesn't know many of these receivers, so he's going to go with the familiar, face,
right,
which is James Cook.
No, I agree. I like the James Cook take. I don't like the Arizona take. I think Arizona will be okay. This is like the one thing we just got done saying we don't disagree. This is the one thing we do disagree on.
Oh, everything to do with Cardinals, I'm the opposite of you.
Right. But James Cook is definitely a good play this week because Arizona's defense not that good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. Josh Allen doesn't have a lot of play time with these receivers, so James Cook is the safe check down.
Yep.
And he's good at that. So
he will get at least one touchdown and 120 scrimmage yards.
No, this is a good James Cook week.
100%.
All right, Eric. Running back.
Running back, I got Najee Harris. At Atlanta, he has a great game this week, great matchup. He's the one to trust in the backfield this week. Atlanta defense gave up a ton of points last year to running back position. Warren is still a little, injured. If he doesn't see a lot of time, maybe Cordell Patterson will, relieve him a little bit. But I still think that Najee is the 1A in this backfield. And I think they're just going to try and brute force run it. And, I mean, in a bunch of metrics, I remember reading that Atlanta lost to running backs. Touchdowns, receiving yards, rushing yards, top 10 worst defense to running backs. It's too nice of a matchup. You have to start Najee.
Yeah, I can get behind it. I don't hate it. I think this is also going to be a shootout, though. But the problem is the Steelers don't do shootout. So the Falcons are going to throw a lot.
Yep.
Kirk's going to try out his new toys, blah, blah, blah. So if the Steelers, this is where the only thing I'm worried about here is if the Steelers can't keep up, they're not going to have time to run the ball. They're going to have to air this thing out to Pickens. So
Pickens big bomb down, and then Najee finishes it out.
We'll see. Maybe, if they get close enough, they'll give it to Najee. You can punch it in.
Najee was terrible last year.
He was.
Terrible.
He was real bad. So this is it for him. If he doesn't do something this year, I think he's done.
Yeah.
But
this is a big game for him because if Warren's injured, this could be his case. Like, hey, I'm the guy.
Right. This is where he can make his money.
Yep.
So
I'm fine with that.
Yep, I can see it. Mine's a little bit easier to digest. It's literally play Saquon against the Packers. Packers defense, not great. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be off to a rough start. He doesn't have Kelsey, so he's going to be definitely utilizing Barkley. I also don't think they're going to be on that 1 to 5 yard line as much as they've been because Barkley is such a better running back than what they've had that he can get in from the 20. They're not going to have to get down to the 5 and push. So I think Barkley's worth quite a bit. I think Barkley hurts his value. That's weird to say.
Yeah.
A lot because you're not going to have that push like you did.
Yep.
I almost guarantee you those touchdowns are cut 75%. Ooh. It's going to be a lot. Maybe not 75, but like enough. You know what I mean? I think Hurts is going to be down. Barkley, very good play this week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Not having Kelsey is a big thing for him. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, and Kelsey was calling the defenses. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Kelsey was calling defenses. Hurts hasn't had to do that. So now he's going to have to do that. That's going to slow his progression time down quite a bit also. So it's going to be easier for him for a few games here to just hand it to Barkley while he's trying to digest everything. I mean, he's a smart enough guy. He's a starting quarterback for the Eagles. It's not like he's going to take forever to figure this stuff out. And I'm sure he's done it in the past. But I just think there's going to be a learning curve for a game or two here. And Barkley is just a safe play,
Yep.
Definitely.
All right, wide receivers.
So I got, and I love this pick. This is my favorite one out of all the position picks. Terry McLaurin versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. McLaurin has no competition. for the next wide receiver up. I'm not even sure who the next one is that would rival him.
Dotson's gone.
Dotson's gone. I don't know.
McCaffrey.
Yeah. So
Luke?
again, yeah, no one. So he's a number 1 receiver by a mile. Jaden Daniels has impressed me during minicamp and everything.
Yeah,
he
he's
looks
looked good.
looks really good.
He looks really good.
And I see the chemistry between the two. They're building up. The Bucks are ranked 28th against the pass last year. That's a big stat. So I think Jaden Daniels comes out slinging to your boy Terry McLaurin, the only option available to him.
I like it. I like it a lot too because I feel like Jaden's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because this whole offseason has been Caleb. And Jaden's really good.
Yep.
He's just a little over. Yeah, he's just a little overshadowed, and I think he's got something to prove here. So I think he is going to want to sling it, and he's been in preseason. He's been chucking that ball quite a bit. He's not afraid.
He's been flying under that radar.
Oh.
They remind me of Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud last year.
Yeah, but Jaden's so much. Oh, Caleb is so much better than Bryce Young.
Yeah,
so much better.
Poor Bryce Young got in a bad situation, and he just had a bad coaching staff.
Not for nothing. That's on the team. Look at what the Bears did. They go, we are going to draft a number 1 quarterback overall. Let's get him every weapon known to man.
They had to do it right. That's how you're supposed to do it for a rookie quarterback. You have to position him to succeed. And that's what they did with him, and I think that's what they're trying to do with Jaden Daniels, but they don't have enough weapons.
Well, they don't have enough weapons.
They have nothing.
He's accurate,
right.
Though. He is accurate, though. He's very accurate, and he rushes.
He's got Eckler, which... But, yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think from, like, a coaching standpoint.
B-Rob. I love B-Rob.
I'm thinking from a team owner standpoint here. If you wanted to bring in someone reliable, you look at Eckler's track record. I'm not saying I would do it.
I saw some Eckler lowlights last year. I think
brutal.
we could run faster than this guy. I really do. He looked lethargic. Bad.
I can run faster than Zeke, but maybe not Eckler.
I can run faster
Eckler
than
looks
Zeke.
slow.
He's fat.
Hey, leave Zeke alone.
Dude, Zeke's the new fat Lenny.
No.
We'll get to Zeke in a little bit. All right, Eric, who you got?
I got DK Metcalf this week, excuse me. With Lockett banged up, the matchup's favorable for Seattle receivers going against Denver's defense. I think, DK and JSN will both put up great points. Lockett, if he plays, he'll be more of a boom or bust like he always is. If Lockett doesn't suit up, DK is a slam dunk. With the new offensive staff and the scheme in Seattle, hopefully Metcalf will lose or shake Patrick Surtain the way they move the receivers around the field. But even then, I think DK is just going to keep manhandling people in the end zone. I think he's a surefire start this week.
Yeah. No, DK's good. JSN, this is his time to prove himself. Lockett is hitting that age cliff where he's about to jump off it. It's just going to take one good hit, and he's going to be done. He's 31, I think.
We say that about Lockett every year. We say it every year.
I know.
Every year. You see him on
because he's so
safe. You're going against
safe.
him, and he blows up. He blows up.
I have Lockett everywhere.
And
Lockett
Jimmy loves Lockett. Because every draft,
I don't.
he gets
really,
Lockett.
Dude, I really don't. It's just he falls to me every draft.
He falls right on to you.
12th.
Yeah.
And I think
Can't not do
is
it.
one of the players that you draft later on and you keep him on the bench until he proves that he's being more consistent as a catcher and putting up points. But if this year is not good for JSN, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think he has a lot of potential, especially when Lockett is injured or he leaves.
Yeah.
The Seattle receivers are going to
I don't think he's in much trouble because I think the team realizes that Lockett's on his way out the door, so let the new kid get acclimated and possibly move into that spot. It's DK's team, though.
Yeah.
So, all right. Mine is a little weird. I think you should start Devontae Adams.
Woo!
And here's why. In a nutshell. Chargers suck.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of it. It ain't good. Minshew is all right.
He's an upgrade.
He's an upgrade, and Devontae is still Devontae. He's going to get his targets. He's going to catch whatever's catchable. He doesn't have Jimmy throwing to him, so.
And you look you look at Minshew last year, and he made Pittman look good. He saved Pittman's season.
Yeah, Pittman looked good. Yep, I agree. So he can support a wide receiver. And again, the Chargers suck.
Oh, bad.
So it's more of a matchup case here. I'm not saying, I don't even know if he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver week 1. But he's worth starting week 1.
Yeah.
So
Adams to start him.
Love Adams.
Yeah. As long as some people were drafting Adams just because of name value way too early in drafts this year. So it depends on where you took him. But yeah, if you drafted him, you should be starting him anyway.
Yep.
All right, let's get into.
Well,
you can't start Chubb now.
No, but a lot of people were drafting him late just because of the name value, but they forgot about the brutal injury he had. Instead of like drafting someone like Keaton Mitchell to put on IR.
Yeah. Now the only time I did even touch Chubb was this last draft. I took him at the last pick and chucked him on my IR.
Yep.
Instead of taking a kicker, I took him and chucked him on my IR, and then I'm just gonna pick up a kicker. It was one of those. And if one of my players gets hurt and I need the IR, I'm dropping him. You know, it's the same play I did with Hawk a couple times. Is you just take Hawkinson, throw him on IR, see what happens. You know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, tight ends.
Ooh, last pick for me. This is my vanilla pick of the starts, but you start Travis Kelce against the Ravens. Last time they played each other in that playoff game, he blew up, got 110 plus scrimmage yards, looked sharp, and the Ravens just collapsed. It was a weird game for them.
They didn't run.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing them flounder like that.
No, they didn't run the ball at all. It was weird because, like, that was their whole plan the entire playoffs was just run it down everybody's throats, and they were going nuts.
Yep.
They play the Chiefs, and they're like, no, we're going to throw it. We're going to let Lamar show off a little, and it just didn't work at all.
Yeah, so this one, don't overthink it. You got Kelce and Mahomes in prime time. Start it up. Easy.
Yep. I agree.
I know it's a boring pick. I'm sorry, but I had to.
All three of our tight ends are relatively boring picks, but tight ends are tight ends, so you kind of have to.
Yep.
All right, Eric, give us your vanilla tight end.
It's a little less vanilla.
It's a little less vanilla. Yours is the least vanilla. Yours has at least chocolate chips in your vanilla.
You got to go Jake Ferguson this week on the Cowboys. He's versing Cleveland defense. They're good, don't get me wrong, but last year they gave a ton of points up to the tight end position. With Cleveland possibly having to double team Lamb, it's going to open up a lot of targets for Ferguson. I think Ferg is going to get checked down, and he's an optimal piece of this offense this week. And also Cook's banged up. I mean, I know he might start, he might play, but I think he's going to get the targets from the increased opportunity.
Yeah, I love Ferguson. I got Dak, I think, 3 times this year.
Ooh.
I got Fergie, none.
Damn.
Great stack.
Not
Great
once.
Stack too.
Great stack.
Not once, because I would take Dak in the 6th or 7th and go, all right, I can wait a bit. And Fergie would go in the 9th or 8th. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I love Fergie. I really do. I'm a little salty about that, though. But yeah. No, he's a good play. He's going to be a great play all year. He's one of my most sleeper tight ends without a big name this year for sure.
Yeah, he has a super high red zone target percentage. It's insane. So you get Ferg anywhere you can.
He's fantastic. Man.
I don't mind starting him almost every week. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's a good start every week. All right, back to vanilla. For me, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trey McBride versus the Bills, I think is a fantastic play. The Bills' defense is bad.
It's bad.
It's not good.
It's bad.
And if you're worried about Harrison having his first couple games as a rookie, what do you want to call it, jitters, then Trey is the target. You know what I mean? He's a safe target. He has the experience. He's been around a couple of years. Kyler's played with him for a couple of years. So they have more of a relationship there. Now, you build that over the offseason. You've had months now to build one with Harrison, which it seems like that went real easy because Harrison is just a walking glue board for Kyler to throw the ball at. But either way, I think there's plenty of targets to go around. I love Trey this year. I think Harrison's going to be good. And I think James Conner is one of the best running back pickups of the draft this year. So that whole offense to me should be really, really good. And the Bills defense is really bad. So
you know my thoughts.
Yeah, Pete's a doubter.
I just don't like I don't like McBride. I just don't get it.
He was so good at the
end
of last
Cardinals,
year.
Except for James Conner. It's just James Conner.
James Conner.
Probably nobody.
I used to like a lot of people, then they got rid of them, obviously. They were retired.
You don't like Marvin Harrison this year?
I like him not early on. Like Jimmy said, he's a rookie. First couple of games going to be a little shaky. Because Kyler's not the best quarterback. He's not.
He's pretty good, though.
He's great for what? For fantasy.
Yeah.
Because he has a rushing upside.
Jr.,
Yep.
If you were drafting 12th in a 12-team league, would you pick him up 12th, or would you pick up,
I'm not picking him up 24th.
Saquon.
He's not.
Would you take Saquon instead?
I'd take Saquon.
I don't like any of them, but Saquon. If I had to pick one.
I'm taking Harrison was going way too early.
If you had 12th and there's a snake, you wouldn't get him again. You wouldn't go for Harrison.
No,
I wouldn't touch Harrison in the second round. I'd touch Harrison third.
Back of the second for me. Yeah, no, I'm not. He went way too early, and almost every draft I saw, he went He went above Debo in every draft that I've been in.
Nauseating.
You're taking Debo. If you take Harrison over Debo, you are on some drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Why? No.
Say no to drugs, kids.
Oh my God.
Don't be like Eric.
All right. Well, we're talking nonsense here. So let's continue with some nonsense. We got our Kevin's Corner segment coming at you. Hold on to your food and your drinks because this is going to be... Have fun.
Thanks for watching the Banter Blitz Podcast. Tune in next week for more nonsense.